Today, we're going to be looking at the top 50 most expensive cards from the Sword and Shield era. We've got this list to look at over here, which is full of alternate arts, full art trainers, gold cards, rainbows, and even holographic cards. Pokemon can be a seriously expensive hobby, so when you're investing in your cards, you want to know the right ones and which ones might go up in the future and not down. We don't want the cards to go down. Let's jump into it. These cards will be placed in order of when the set came out. So starting with the Sword and Shield base set, we have the Marnie Full Art Trainer, current market price of $72.87. But I do think the Marnie would be a good investment card. It's a very popular trainer. I mean, dang, so I'm just looking at the card right now and I'm having some dirty All right, let's go on to the next one. All right, that was it for that set. So we're already in Champion's Path, Charizard VMAX, the Rainbow Rare version. Well, considering that we don't have rainbows anymore, and this is a Charizard VMAX at $175, even though it's already expensive, I think this is a pretty solid pickup. Then the other big Charizard from Champion's Path, $174 market price. I'm actually really surprised that this one is cheaper than the Rainbow, just being that this one is a shiny. I know the other one's VMAX, which could help that value a lot. I would definitely think that this one is probably the better investment out of the two, honestly. Just very surprising to see that one under the Rainbow Charizard. If y'all know why, let me know in the comments. And as we go through and I'm making investment kind of predictions, which is just my opinion, don't take this as investment advice, but feel free to let me know in the comments if y'all agree or disagree with anything. Now we have the Rainbow Chunkachu from Vivid Voltage. This card alone is carrying Vivid Voltage on its back right now. Even though this card is extremely hard to pull, I don't foresee Vivid Voltage being like an insanely good set that everybody wants to get their hands on in the future. And just because there's not much else to go for in Vivid Voltage, I don't think this would be a very safe investment. Sword and Shield did have a lot of Charizard cards, so we got the VMAX from Shining Fates at only $84. When I was first collecting Shining Fates about 2 years ago, I remember this card being over $350. Since then, Shining Fates is on shelves everywhere, but nonetheless, Shining Fates still isn't dirt cheap for packs. Like, we see Crown Zenith right now is absolutely dirt cheap. Even though Shining Fates is everywhere, it's very easy to find, get your hands on, it's still not the cheapest set ever. And so to see a Charizard, a shining one nonetheless, and the #1 card at this set at $84, I think this is a fantastic price to pick up this Charizard at, and I think this is a great investment card. If they would just freaking stop printing Shining Fates so much, I mean, this card would skyrocket. Tyranitar V from Battle Styles. Not a lot of people are huge fans of Battle Styles, including myself. I don't like the set. $97 market price. It's not cheap. And just when you compare this price to a lot of the other alternate arts in the Sword and Shield era right now, I think there's many other alternate arts that are a lot cheaper than this card, so I don't see why this should be close to $100 still. There's even a lot of evolutions I know that are in Evolving Skies that are a lot cheaper than this card, and I don't see the reasoning behind that, so I don't think this would be a great investment card. Another one from Battle Styles, Urshifu VMAX, absolute dog water, dookie poo poo. I don't like this card, and I don't think many people do, so $63 is unwarranted. This card is trash. This card is straight trash, bro. $49.42, basically $50, and it's the stamped one, which does make it more expensive, obviously. It's the pre-release promo Charizard from Vivid Voltage, but that really surprises me. That threw me off. $50 for this card already? $50 is a lot for this card, in my opinion. It just hasn't aged enough yet to be $50. I mean, the actual holo version of this card is probably like $5, and that would be generous. So you're basically paying $45 for the stamp. I think this card will definitely go up over time, being a stamped Charizard. I personally wouldn't pick it up for $50, even if it's going to go up. Moving into Chilling Reign, we have the Zeraora barely making the cut at $52 market price. With the extremely poopy pull rates from Chilling Pain, I think this card will definitely go up. It's a beautiful alternate art, really cool background. All right, y'all are doing my boy Zapdos V dirty. Only $42. This is literally the Roadrunner card. Everything about this card is super cool, and when you compare it to the freaking Moltres, I know the Moltres is a lot more expensive than $42 right now. This card should be worth more. I think that's a good investment right now. Next up on our list, speaking of it, we have the Moltres V, and my god, this one's $125. About $80 more expensive than the Zapdos, and I don't think the Moltres is like some huge fan favorite over the other two birds. Like, it's not like a Charizard versus Blastoise versus Venusaur, where you can say that more commonly people are going to choose the Charizard. So this one being that much more expensive than the other birds doesn't really make sense. It does have a different card art for sure. I don't think it's a very safe investment. Caitlyn full art trainer, I don't see it doing anything too crazy. I know that trainers in the Japanese waifu market's going absolutely absurd right now. I don't think we're going to see that forever either. And come on, like, Marnie's batter. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know though, but you see her, you see what she's doing right here? She a little wink in there too. I don't know. Is Caitlyn a freak? All right, I'm about to buy 10 copies. Blaziken VMAX from Chilling Reign. I have a personal bias against this card. It's not my favorite card ever, but considering it is extremely different, there's a lot of like really vivid saturated colors with Latios on the building and everything, and Blaziken being a very popular Pokemon. I think it's a good investment card. Ice Rider Calyrex from Chilling Reign at only $40. Absolutely beautiful freaking artwork with the houses and everything down here. Man, some of the alternate arts from Sword and Shield right now, guys, are very, very cheap, and I could see them all going up very, very soon. So if you see some of these on the list that you really like, I will probably be picking some of these up for my personal collection that are cheaper, like this card right now at only $40 is a steal, and I think it's a pretty good investment on this card. Really quick intermission, y'all. This video is sponsored by myself, ShinyVert.com. ShinyVert.com is how I'm able to make videos for y'all, open Pokemon packs for y'all when we're not talking about market value. YouTube won't give me freaking memberships on my channel because I used copyrighted music in the beginning when I started this channel. So ShinyVert.com is really my main source of support from y'all, and it's very appreciated. We do have Obsidian Flames booster packs on there, and I'm trying to get a lot more sealed product on there as soon as possible for y'all. So make sure you frequently check back on the website for that. We have tons of mystery packs, from full art god packs that only come with full art cards, or Charizard god packs, or alternate art god packs with tons of the cards. Actually, every single card that we're going over in today's video, you can be pulling from these mystery packs. Make sure y'all go check out ShinyVert.com. It's super, super appreciated. And y'all can be pulling all the cards that we go over in today's video. All right, let's get back to it. Okay, this card is actually insane though, and only $51 is a super steal. If y'all have ever seen in person the textured holographics from Scarlet and Violet, they're completely different from the Sword and Shield era. They're way more like glittery, way more saturated, way more textured. I personally like it a lot better actually in Scarlet and Violet. And this card right here was before its time, because if you have ever seen this card in person, it almost had that type of texture. The artwork is beautiful with the trees and everything. Yeah, that's a banger, bro. $51 for that, that's a steal. Ooh, special delivery Pikachu, the promo. God dang, yeah! $137 for this card right now. I mean, it would be hard to say that this card is gonna go down. It's a special delivery Pikachu. Yeah, I mean, I think it would go up, but 137, my God. I have never understood why this Snorlax from Chilling Reign is so expensive and is still at $72, more expensive than a lot of the alternate arts in this set. And we don't usually see this with gold cards, even when it's the shiny Pokemon on them, like not just the gold trainers, even the Pokemon, we usually don't see them get very expensive at all. I mean, to be straight up, it's completely stupid that this card is $72. I don't get it at all. I know Snorlax is a popular Pokemon, but I still just don't get it. I don't see why this card's so expensive. There will be a time when this card drops insanely. I would say this is not a safe investment. All right, y'all knew it was coming, and I'm sure a lot of these cards are gonna make the list. From Evolving Skies, up first, we have the Leafeon V. Only $44 for this card right now? Dude, when you could buy Evolving Skies packs at like $4 or $5 a pack, this card was like $80. And now that packs are going for almost $8, this card's only $44. Make it make sense. It doesn't make sense. Seeing some of these prices like the Leafeon at $44, insanely good investment, insanely great time to buy. Up next, the Glaceon V. This is personally one of my favorite alt arts from this entire set. I think it's such a really good, it's just a good artwork. It reminds me of Christmas a lot. $56. These are so good to buy right now. Next up, we've got the Espeon coming in at a market price of $66. And the crazy thing about all of these alternate arts, right? I think people look at this set, and because there's so many alternate arts, people don't realize how good some of these arts are. Let's say another Pokemon set was created with only this Espeon card in it. This Espeon would be the #1 chase card and would be like a $130 card. So it's pretty easy to say that a lot of these are going to go up in the future, I would think. Sylveon in the Bakery, $58. Same exact thing, man. I think it's going to go up for sure. This is a beautiful card. The scenery, all the different colors in it, it matches Sylveon perfectly. Great investment. Now we've got the Umbreon. For those of you who don't know, this is actually not a staircase. Many people think it's a staircase. It's actually a brick wall that Umbreon's sitting on, but this card is so cool. Even at $90, I think it's a good investment to pick this up right now. Umbreon being super fan favorited, and the artwork is amazing. Umbreon's red glowing eyes in the night with the moon behind it. It just looks so menacing. They're about to get on some crazy degen activities right now. Like they're about to roll out listening to 21 Savage for sure. Hold up. Sleepy Dragonite, Evolving Skies, beautiful artwork, beautiful card, only $88. I think it's a solid investment piece. Rayquaza V, when did this thing drop? This was like $90 3 weeks ago when I last looked. $76 right now for a Rayquaza alternate art with the Zinnia on there, with the cape blowing in the wind. Everything about this card is freaking amazing. I don't know how it's $76. This is such a solid card. Now we've got some of the more expensive evolutions with the Leafeon VMAX, Sylveon VMAX, and Glaceon VMAX over here. Sylveon being the cheapest out of the three at $130, and Leafeon being the most at around $150. It's pretty hard to say on these because obviously eyes are on these cards with them being so expensive because they're the VMAX versions. One thing that's pretty interesting to me about these, the Leafeon doesn't have any cameos of other Pokemon on it, where the Sylveon and Glaceon kind of follow the same theme with the other Pokemon and stuff in there. I would say these two are definitely going to go up, both the Sylveon and Glaceon. And out of the three, I would expect a Leafeon to drop to the cheapest out of the three of those. Up next, we have the Big Daddy Moonbreon, the most expensive alternate art from the Sword and Shield era at around $600 right now. I'm not going to say this is a bad investment at all because Evolving Skies is going to be a great set, but just that there are so many PSA 10s of this card and that they're so easy to get. I'm not going to say this card's going to go down anytime soon, but it is crazy to think that this card raw is $600. I think that's a little over the top, and I do think we could see that drop even with this set rising. I don't know that Moonbreon will hold that insane amount of value. Rayquaza VMAX, on the other hand, if you didn't know this, when Evolving Skies first came out, was the #1 most expensive card in the set. This card initially came out around $300 or $350 and stayed at the #1 spot for the first few weeks of the set dropping. Everybody had their eyes on Rayquaza because you can look at history and Rayquaza cards are always extremely expensive. It's still pretty surprising to me that Moonbreon did pass it by that insane amount. I think this is a beautiful card as well, and I think this would actually be the most solid investment from Evolving Skies. Up next, we have the Charizard from Celebrations coming in at $75. Extremely good investment right here. Once the 30th anniversary comes out for Pokemon, this card is going to absolutely skyrocket. It's a beautiful card to look at in person as well. I think $75 is actually really cheap for this card right now. Special delivery Bidoof. Holy crap, $300 for this card right now. Hey, Bidoof be the meme king though. Like, everybody's always memeing Bidoof, plus it's the Charizard and it's a really good background, but $300 compared to the special delivery Pikachu, I don't think this one should be that much more expensive. I know it's Charizard. Will it go up or down? I'm sure it'll probably continue to go up, maybe not by a ton as the hype has kind of died off on this card. I don't see this card going down anytime soon, but $300 just seems like a lot for it. All right, next up on the list, we have the Mew V coming in at a market price of $32. I know that's extremely cheap for an alternate art, but I personally don't like this alternate art at all. I just think they did Mew really dirty here. I would have liked to see Mew in like an ancient temple or something, but instead we got super zoomed in pictures of other Pokemon. I don't ever see this card going up a ton. I don't know. At the same time, it is Mew though, so you never know. $30 does feel cheap, but also I just don't think it's a very great alt art. Then our very next card is the Mew V Max, which just doesn't get any better. Honestly, I think this one gets worse if anything. The other Mew's really cheap, so it might not be a bad pickup, but I think this one, even at $65, is just a horrible pickup. How is this more expensive than some of the evolution cards from Evolving Skies? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. We then have the Espeon V Max from Fusion Strike, which is pretty much on par with the other evolution VMAXs. When it comes to price, this one's coming in at $141. Yeah, that one's dope. Last but not least, from Fusion Strike, we have the Gengar, and I know a lot of people who actually say this is their #1 favorite alt art in the whole Sword and Shield era. It is one of the most expensive alt arts from the era, coming in at $209. Oh my god. It's a really great, cool alternate art. I think it checks all the boxes of a cool alternate art. It's got like spooky vibes, kind of looks cartoony in the back. Should it be $210? I don't know about all that now. Investment wise, I don't see it being a bad investment, but I don't see it going up a whole lot just because it is already so expensive. Then we have the Charizard V from Brilliant Stars coming in at $126, and this is my #1 pick from our favorite list, and I can't express how much I have like faith in this card of going up, and I'm so surprised at how much people sleep on this card. I've spoken about it in the past. I think it's a fantastic artwork. I'm not even a huge Charizard fan, right? But this is a beautiful artwork in my opinion. The sky, the mountains, Charizard versus Venusaur, freaking Espeon from Fusion Strike being more expensive than a Charizard alternate art card. Make it make sense. This Charizard card is extremely cheap for what it is. I think this is an absolutely great investment. Also, the Rainbow Charizard from Brilliant Star. Brilliant's a great set in general as well, which also helps the value of these things. This one's actually dropped a lot though, all the way down to $57. I remember this card being like $120 at some point. Yeah, I don't know if we're ever going to get V-Stars again. We don't know about Rainbows. It's also a Charizard, so... and it's in a good set. I think this would be a good investment too, and 57 isn't too bad for it right now. Astral Radiance, we have the Palkia coming up, only at $31, super cheap. I think the real kicker with this card is just the form. Not a lot of people like this horse looking, Sagittarius looking form of Palkia. I think this card would have been much more expensive if it was the regular form of Palkia, because the artwork is really cool. Nonetheless, I think this would be a pretty good investment. It is still Palkia, and it's a cool looking artwork, and 31 is extremely cheap. Machamp being $100 market price is kind of absurd to me. Don't get me wrong, it's a really cool artwork. This set is not holding value very well whatsoever. In the future, that Misty Trainer Gallery could help out a lot, but I just don't see why the Machamp is still $100 when a lot of other cards in this set have fallen exponentially. I don't think this would be a very strong investment right now to go up a lot. I think it actually has more room to fall right now. Sneasler, this card is fucking trash, bro. Straight dookie, straight dog water. Don't like anything about this card at all. It's kind of like a Dedenne. Nobody likes Dedenne. It literally looks like welcome to Jurassic Park. Like, it's prehistoric. Like, it's the freaking dinosaur age down there. It's dinosaurs mixed with Pokemon. It's so cool. Such a good artwork. Pull rates are insane in this set. I actually think 107 is cheap on this card because of all the eyes on Giratina, obviously. And I'm not really sure why this one got slept on so much. I know Giratina is the more popular Pokemon, but this artwork is just insanely good. Then that brings us to the Giratina, which I think is the second most expensive alt art to Moonbreon, coming in at $283. Obviously, the pull rates have an extremely big play on why this card is so expensive. I think this one could hold on to second place for a long time. If we're talking 10 years down the road, though, I don't think so. I think this card will get passed by a lot of other alt arts like Gengar, Rayquaza. It's just right now, it's that pull rate. It's really making Giratina stick. Ooh, we've got a trainer gallery. Pikachu VMAX, $38, pretty expensive for a trainer gallery, but with the trainer and the jumbo Pikachu, I actually don't think 38 is that bad. Untextured Tyranitar from Obsidian Flames, I think it's like $20 to $30 right now, and this is a million times better. Like, this card has texture, it's got the trainer, it's got the jumbo Pikachu, the sky looks awesome. I think this is a good investment card. Lugia alt art from Silver Tempest. I can almost say with 100% certainty that more people liked and chased this card over the Giratina, so it's pretty crazy to see a market price of not even half. I think this alternate art one is going to end up being a to die for card. I think this is a super strong investment. I'm not even a huge fan of this card, but I do think, like, value wise, I think this one's gonna shoot up. Now we have all of the gold cards from Crown Zenith. These are a little bit tough, right? We've got the Giratina and the Arceus. Those are obviously gonna be strong cards for the long haul. The Palkia and Dialga that are only around $35 right now are also going to be strong investments, especially since the form make a picture when you put them together. Again, I think the forms are gonna hurt them a little bit long-term wise. Now, the one thing I'll say is they keep printing Crown Zenith out the wazoo right now. I think for the short term going forward, this might even be 6 months to a year, we don't see a big increase in these cards whatsoever. I do think once Crown Zenith is just unfindable in stores and everything else, insane set to get your hands on. I don't think people realize how many chase cards there really are in this set. Speaking of, the next one is the Mewtwo V-Star with Charizard. I do think this card will do really well. It's got the Mewtwo and the Charizard on there. Yeah, I think this card's going to do extremely well. The Champions Festival card, this one is the staff version. I wasn't able to find the one without staff. staff, and the staff does make it a lot more expensive. I think it's an extremely good investment. I think any Worlds card that you can get your hand on with the stamp on there is going to be a great investment. And that's the top 50 most expensive cards from the entire Sword and Shield era. Let me know what y'all thought about the video. Did you like the Sword and Shield era? And what are your top picks that we went through in today's video that you think could skyrocket in the future? If you missed our last Market Monday, click on this video right here where we went over the top 10 most expensive cards that have released this year only in 2023. And if you want to catch up on all our Market Monday videos, we talk about the monetary value and the investments you can be making behind Pokemon, click on the top playlist. Really appreciate you being here and watching, and I will see y'all in the next video. Peace.